podcast. Everybody's a bit stunned here at the Etihad. Manchester United they did win, Gary, didn't they?
They
They
did.
did.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, make some sense of it if you can.
Difficult to. I mean, sometimes some things happen in football. I mean, it was a really poor game, wasn't it? Just quality. Both teams lacking in confidence and belief and not playing anywhere near their levels. City, obviously, in particular, just, I mean, what the hell? I mean, 1 win in 11 matches, 8 defeats. It's unbelievable watching with City. And from Manchester United winning, just one man. I mean, ultimately, there were a couple of other decent performances. I thought actually Maguire, De Ligt and Martinez did okay as a back three. I think that they were quite solid. But there was nothing really in front of that other than one boy, Amad Diallo, or you called it the Diallo derby, which is a beautiful line because, and I called it sort of probably 30 minutes, maybe in the first half. And he was the player we featured before the game. He's the only player. Mazraoui actually, I think, shows a little bit of spirit in his game, but he's the only player that's playing anything like with a freedom and energy and enthusiasm, a tenacity and something of a belief that represents what you would expect in a Premier League football player playing for the club. The rest of them really are struggling, confidence-wise, quality-wise. The club's struggling on and off the pitch at this moment in time, but this kid is, you know, a lot of them can hide behind the excuses, oh, it's difficult time, cultural problems. We've all said the things over the last 10 years, poor recruitment. But when you play football like you're a kid, and he's never stopped thinking of football like he's playing on the street, like he's playing in, you know, Wayne Rooney was exactly the same. They're street football players and they believe they should get it and beat men and attack men and take the ball and take risks. And he did all the way through the game. It was always going to come down that far side. I mean, it came on this near side. He set up the penalty by hard work, pressing, closing down. And then obviously the winner, that will live with him forever. It's a magical moment for him, it really is. And I said at the end of the game, I couldn't say United deserved to win the game. I couldn't say City deserved to win the game. It was probably a draw may have been fair because it was average, it was woeful at times. But Amad Diallo deserved to win the game because he was the one player on the pitch who looked like something.
And those of us who aren't partisan at all and just love watching football, you hope that he can retain that innocent love for the game, don't you? Because we began, and we don't need to go here now, we've got a match to talk about, but we began the afternoon dealing with Marcus Rashford, who was once that person. You know, innocent and carefree and scoring beautifully. And it's Amad's turn to have that moment, and you just wish for him that he can keep it for life.
I'm not going all philosophical, but one of my favourite lines in a song is actually one of an Oasis lines in a song which says, whilst we're living, the dreams we have as children fade away. And I always remind myself of that song to think, never become cynical, never become unexcited by what you're doing. It's a privilege to be doing a Premier League game. It's a privilege to play for Manchester United. It looks like a chore sometimes out there for some of the players. We'll come on to Garnacho and Rashford. They've been left out today. A spectacularly bold call by Ruben Amorim that would have leaves big question marks over